Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about this Superman suit reveal. Holy disappointment, Batman. Or what's that one? Great Scots. Cause I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I really don't. Like I'm being so deadly serious like right now. We gonna drive and talk, okay? We gonna drive and talk. So I really don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be looking at. This Superman suit looks like cheap fucking cosplay. And that's exactly what a lot of people had said with James Gunn. They said that he was gonna take the damn costumes that he was using for the Guardians of the Galaxy and retool their asses and spray paint over them. And that's exactly what he did. Cause look at the Superman suits. And then it's based off a design of My Adventure with Superman, which is a mixture of the New 52 Superman suit and classic suit, and it looks terrible. I think that Superman Legacy, because I'm gonna call it Superman Legacy, I don't give a damn what the fuck y'all want to call it. It's gonna be called Superman Legacy. The movie is literally a live action My Adventures with Superman. It makes absolutely no sense. And the movie set's been leaked like motherfucker. Like Mr. Terrific looks terrible too. I don't understand what these hairstyles for black people, but you know, you could have just gave him a fade. You could have gave him a bald fade. Like, I don't know what in God's name told you, hey, let's do an afro. It looks terrible. The costume is okay. It looks accurate. I give credit to that. It's just that right now the angles that I'm seeing, it doesn't look all that great. But the Superman suit, no, that shit looked terrible from all angles. And that's a problem. That is a major problem for Superman. Like, this is supposed to be a Superman movie that we're supposed to be like, yeah, this is what we want, right? I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? This shit looks terrible. And that's why I said, remember I tell y'all about the S? The S on My Adventures with Superman is inspired by the Kingdom Come one. It just doesn't really look all that great for a Superman S. Especially when the Kingdom Come Superman logo means a lot more different than just, hey, we're gonna take the Superman logo and we're gonna do something like, I'm sorry, bring back Zack Snyder. This shit it's horse shit. Sorry about that. But even some cosplayers are like, what the fuck is this shit? Because some people are like, don't insult cosplayers or whatever. But it really does look like cheap Party City Superman suit. Like, okay, I want to dress up as Superman, but I don't have the money to get like a good Superman costume, so I'm gonna go to Party City, put on this cheap costume right quick and call it a day. This shit looks stupid. I don't understand what am I supposed. And then when he's moving around too, because there's like little photos of him when he's moving, the creases are there, but not like creases where you see muscle creases. Creases like, oh, this suit doesn't fit him. And some people say David put in the work. You can't fucking tell it. You can't fucking tell it with this suit. Then they got a scene where the military included Ultraman, which looks like Black Noir. I don't even know. Do I even got that on there? Because see, this is Ultraman right there. Oh, look, that's his hairstyle right there too as well. Oh, look at that. Look at them creases right there. It looks terrible. Let me see if I can find the thing. There was a one with Black Noir, I believe. Ultraman, right? Let me see if I can find that again. Look at that. Look at that. See? Look at that. That's that scene from. Look, there's Rick Flag Sr. and that's Ultraman right there, right? So look, this is Ultraman, but that looks like Black Noir from The Boys, and all they did was put a U right there. So everything people were saying about the leaks for who the villain was going to be is true, because that's what Rick Flag Sr. is here. You got people from the Authority showing up. You got Creature Commando characters showing up in this movie. You got potential Supergirl showing up in this movie. This is supposed to be a solo Superman movie, and yet half of you bitches, not my viewers because y'all know, but you know the ones that I'm talking about, the ones that was complaining about BVS being having too many characters, when it's a team up movie featuring Batman and Superman. Of course there was going to be more characters to show up in it, but this is literally a Superman solo movie. Why does a Superman solo movie have this many characters in it? You might as well just did Man of Steel 2. So at least when these characters showed up in this movie, at least it would have made sense, because we already got the first solo Superman movie. Man of Steel 2 picks up from the events of Justice League and the Return of Superman, and then you can have Superman, Supergirl, and maybe some things that happen from Suicide Squad affect Superman or whatever. That could be something. But this shit right here is just not terrible. It's terrible. It is terrible. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be feeling right now. This doesn't look all that great. Yes, the only good thing is the costumes colors are bright. Okay, fine. Wow. But compared to the Henry Cavill Superman suit, no, not compare. And then somebody was trying to say, they had to put padding for. No, they didn't have to put padding for Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was bulked. Like we saw Henry Cavill. And then they're making David Cornsweet Superman look like this gullible klutz. I'm sorry. We've kind of outgrown the klutzy Superman motif. And even Christopher Reeves mentioned, he was like, yeah, nobody wants to see Clark Kent, the guy who's Superman, be a klutz forever or whatever, because even the Superman the animated series stopped that bullshit. He might have klutz moments where he's trying to be discreet about something, but for the most part, on purposely keep constantly doing something like that. No, he wouldn't be klutzy anymore. And a lot of adaptations stopped that klutziness, that klutz Superman Clark Kent thing a long time ago. So I don't understand why the fuck we still doing this shit again. It don't make sense. It really doesn't. Treat the characters seriously. I get that you want to make a comic book movie, and you can make a comic book movie, but make a comic book movie with some gravitas. Make a movie where, it takes the material a little bit serious. Some people want to complain about the DCEU being too dark, but it took its characters serious. It took its world serious. It didn't say, we're gonna make a Superman movie just be jokes or whatever. No, this is a Superman movie who's gonna have consequences, who's gonna have to answer for things that happen or whatever. And that's what they were doing with the DCEU. I think that's why the DCEU, why some people enjoy the darker tones of the DCEU, because it felt so different from Marvel's family-friendly, lighthearted nature, because the DCEU was able to tell stories that the MCU wasn't at the time anyway. And it's kind of funny because, again, it goes back to hypocrisy of, okay, we're allowed to have Marvel change the characters up, and then when somebody says something, it's a multiverse, it's a multiverse. Okay, so why you couldn't let the DCU do its own thing then? It's a multiverse, right? I'm just being honest. Y'all always like to try to contradict each other. Then guess what? If the MCU is a multiverse and it's different, then what? The MCU is a different version of the Marvel comic books. Then the DCEU is different than the DC comic books. But yet, y'all will be like, Superman would never, Wonder Woman would never, Batman would never. Okay, but the same can be said for Captain America would never, Thor would never, Iron Man would never. But yet, we accepted that shit. We accepted that shit from the MCU. But we won't accept the changes from Superman. And now James Gunn is trying to go right back to the Christopher Reeve Superman. But the Christopher Reeve Superman, we already had that with Brandon Routh with Superman Returns, and y'all didn't show up for that neither. Y'all didn't show up for that one neither. You know? Excuse me, let me take a swig of water. Water's so good. But anyway, we didn't accept that, but you're telling me now I need to accept this new Superman, that looks like it's just being a rehash of My Adventures with Superman, which I don't even like, Christopher Reeve Superman, with a little bit of classic post-crisis Superman or pre-crisis Superman, which makes no sense because, you know, hey, DC rebooted that continuity, so why would you focus on that? And this is coming from the same guy who, like, made the Suicide Squad movie, and it became one of the lowest performing DC EU movie, but everybody was like, it's amazing. If it was amazing, how come it could have made over $200 million? How come it lost its budget? It didn't even make back its budget. It didn't make back its budget. Like, so, what? All it is was a pseudo Guardians of the Galaxy, just DC style. It did not work. And all it was, and the same thing with Peacemaker, it did not work. All it did was give James Gunn the ability to change the characters around. And that's another funny thing too, is that people always want to try to talk about, it's a different universe for the MCU. They were saying the same shit for the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker when I had said, you know, Vigilante and Peacemaker are not the characters from the comic books. Oh, well, it doesn't matter because those characters aren't popular enough or whatever. No. You can't pick and choose when not to be accurate to the characters. Those characters are serious characters and you turn them into fucking jokes. The same thing for King Shark. King Shark is not a buffoon character. And yet, what did James Gunn do? Turn him into a fucking buffoon. It was weird. Or the fact that you put Weasel in there and then you put all these characters in there just for them to die. Yes, it is called Suicide Squad, but when you kill the characters from Suicide Squad, usually there's a reason for it. There's a meaning for it. You know, either they disrespected orders, or, you know, they got killed in the line of battle, but they were able to secure something for the team at the cost of their lives. You get what I'm saying? You didn't do none of that. You made 2 DC projects, fucking failed, and yet Keys to the Kingdom, Zack Snyder, Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, and his version of Justice League and Aquaman, even though, you know, he didn't direct all of them, but Man of Steel and BVS and Justice League, 3 movies that made what? So Man of Steel made over $650 million worldwide. BVS made $826 million worldwide, and even with the butchered Justice League movie, that Justice League movie still made damn near $700 million worldwide. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the first four movies in the in a universe franchise. That's a lot of money, but yet you consider those failures because WB, in their dumbass wisdom, was like, they expected all the movies after The Dark Knight Rises to be $1 billion. No, that's not how the fuck that shit works. The reason why those movies became $1 billion was because they had foundation first. They grew from those movies. The Dark Knight grew because the Batman Begins was good. You know what I'm saying? And the performances were good, to the point where everybody was like, you gotta go and see this movie, you gotta go and see this movie, you gotta go and see this movie. And people went to go see that movie. And then The Dark Knight Rises made $1 billion because we were already hyped up from the second movie. You get what I'm saying? If you had did that with Superman, you probably could have got $2 billion Superman movies, but you didn't even try. And then yet, when you had an opportunity to have Man of Steel 2, y'all said fuck that. and then want to blame the fans for the reason why your franchise is failing, even though you had James Gunn tell everybody, hey, Henry Cavill's no longer returning, even though The Rock tried his best to bring him back, and we're going to reboot the universe. So all of these movies that you invested in 10 years in don't mean shit. Like, when you do dumb shit like that, of course, and now we're going to have cheap cosplay Superman coming on the big screen, and then people are like, you got to wait for post-production, you got to wait for post-production. No, pre-production, Henry Cavill Superman suit was looking fucking amazing, wonderful, gorgeous. Now we got this shit. But okay, hey, you guys said what you think. Do you guys like the suit? Are you excited for Superman 2000 whatever it fucking want to come out? Or do you just hope they just go back and give us Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill? I wish they would. Or at least give me the option of watching that movie. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Henry Cavill back as Superman. I want to see at least 2 more movies, solo movies with him in it. And then I want to see a team-up movie, and then an event movie, and then after that, fine. Let Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, and them fly off to the sunset, and then bam, we're done with the DCEU. But you got to give me some movies first. You know? That's just my personal opinion. But like I said, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Follow me on X, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, everybody.